So I just finished assembling my big tool rack. This is actually an older version, but I found it new on Facebook Marketplace. So it's an old color scheme, fully put together here. See some of the details here. So it has a flip down tailgate. This actually has the old latches, which it might be a little bit more finicky, but that's one of the differences. The color scheme, I think the new ones are more black, maybe even a different, like along the sides here, black. There's a different color. You can get green, orange, all sorts of different colors as well. So it's got the caster wheels down below. Those can be raised up when you're wanting ground clearance on the tractor. Otherwise, it'll sit down on those. I have it on the stands right now just because I was assembling it and wanted it higher in the air. It has like a trimmer holder there, or any type of longer pole tool. Right there is a slot for a chainsaw. I probably can't see that very well, but the chainsaw will reside right there. Nice box here. You could put firewood in there or random tools that you need for various jobs. Side holders down here, more compartments. This is great for other tools that you need to carry, shovels, rakes, things like that. These also flip out, so they create a rack. There's 4 of those. It hooks up to the 3-point. I am going to put a quick hitch adapter on here. The bushing kit for my eye match. And then over here, there's more of these. These are kind of slick too. So you just pull them off and it'll clamp down on whatever you're needing to take with you. So what I'm most excited about with this, honestly, is, I have a lot of woods. You can kind of see that in the background. I'm planning to do a lot of property maintenance and wood splitting and tree felling with this. There's a receiver down below, so I can take the hook up the wood splitter and drag that behind. But I think what I'm most excited about is it's really a dual purpose attachment. And I'll do a video of me using this, but we're always looking for storage, and this I can detach from the 3-point and roll up next to my workbench and toolbox area. So I'll give you an idea of what that area looks like right now. I can basically just wheel it right over here and use it as another tool bench and storage for various tractor attachments I need, or tools while I'm on the tractor. And then I can just hook it right back up. And next time I need to go out into the woods, my chainsaw and everything's right there. And, other things like chains, right now I've got them hanging off right there, which is fine, but having them all ready to go is, I think, a better deal. And then this is my catch-all. There's a little cardboard right now, but I've got various, rakes and shovels and brooms and all that stuff that just accumulates right here by the door. And granted, I could create a system and hang them off the wall and do all that, and that would work great. But I think the idea of having a lot of these stored right into the tool rack will work really slick, because I don't need most of these right here in this pole barn anyway, other than the broom. Most of the stuff I need when I'm going somewhere. So having it in the tool rack already will work really great. Again, I went with the yellow one. That's actually the cheapest one. Nothing wrong with the other colors. They match different tractor schemes, which is great. This is also an older one. And the older ones, again, have some different features. Nothing too different. And then right here you can see some of the capacities there. So 600 pounds load capacity, 100 on the tailgate, and 50 on the tongue. So you're not going to tow much behind this, but you can tow a wood splitter, which is really all I would need. And this is actually the one I plan to tow. So just a little one, of course, nowhere near 50 pounds of tongue weight. That thing's super light, but that'll work really well. You can kind of see as you go out, there's all my garbage from assembling it. You can kind of see over here, I've got all of these totes that I plan to take with me when I'm out in the woods. And I'm going to disassemble those and turn those into firewood totes. But those will work really great with the forks, so I can really have a mobile wood cutting area wherever I want to go to, you know, cut firewood, split it, and then load it into totes, and then I can move the totes in and out of the pole barn or out of storage out in the woods with a tarp over them and have them right conveniently at the front door of the house for our wood-burning fireplace in the wintertime. So that's my plan. You know, any questions, feel free to let me know. I will definitely post a video of it in use, and once I get it all set up with different tools and things like that. Thanks. One other thing I thought I'd mention to you guys too is I bought this, like I said, from a dealer, but it was pretty old when I got it. Still in the crate, but pretty old. And one of the things that I found is that on these older units, they were not necessarily well labeled when it came to the actual hardware. And so I got it home and I realized, well, this is not that well organized, and you know, that I wouldn't be able to have a great idea of how to put it together just based on which hardware would go where. So my fear was, hey, I can get this put together, and then I might find out that immediately upon getting half of it together, I used the wrong hardware length, and I'd have to, you know, undo it. So I sent an email to Big Tool Rack. This was actually on Super Bowl Sunday. And within like a half an hour, probably 10 minutes, I got a message back and a phone call from a Connecticut number. And here it was, the owner of Big Tool Rack, Tim. And as the game was starting, he actually spent time helping me just sort out the hardware so I knew where each of the pieces went. So huge props and a huge thank you to Tim at Big Tool Rack for just doing an awesome job from a customer service perspective. Highly recommend. I know there are some other brands starting to emerge when it comes to these tool racks. I couldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather buy one of these from. And, you know, you can tell just from looking at it, the initial quality is obviously very good. And I think that's a big deal. You know, an American designed tool or attachment, you could say, goes a long ways. And especially when it comes down to customer service, you know, you think about Tim taking the time to do that as the game's starting and wanting to make sure I'm, you know, happy and on the right track. You know, a lot of companies, you do that email and a week later you hear back, and you know, there's some terribly pixelated instructions they send you, or they say, you know, basically tough luck. And that was absolutely not the experience that I got. So I just wanted to share that as well. Like I said, I'll create another video when I actually get this thing put to use and put some tools on it and show you how I'm going to use it. But I wanted to share that in the meantime. Thank you.